Hello and welcome everybody to the 14th episode of Joe's NBA Podcast. Today we have a lot to talk about, and I know I missed yesterday's podcast, but I'll be making another one tomorrow, and there will also be one on Friday, so make sure to tune in for those. And also, if you haven't seen it, go watch Monday's podcast. We got a lot of topics to talk about today, so let's get right into them with our first topic. Okay, so for our first topic today, guys, we have our top 10 shooting guards. Following the trend from Monday, I almost said yesterday, with our top 10 point guards. Today we're going to have shooting guards and small forwards because I didn't do one yesterday. So let's get into our top 10 shooting guards, with number 10 being Jrue Holiday. I feel like he's a top 10 shooting guard in this league, definitely because of what he did last year in the playoffs, just clamping up Damian Lillard to helping to beat the Blazers in the first round, which was a major upset. And also what he's done for the Pelicans, like on the defensive end, he's been great. On basically every end of the basketball, he's been pretty good. Yeah, he has help from Anthony Davis, obviously, of course. He's going to get shined over by Anthony Davis, because it's Anthony Davis. Okay, for number 9, we have Devin Booker. His scoring is just crazy. I know he doesn't do that well on defense, but I feel like that his contributions on the offensive end just, overshine everything he does on defense. He's been putting up 50-point nights, 40-point nights, 30-point nights, almost, every night. He's averaging, 20 points, and he's one of the youngest players in the NBA. That's crazy. I can't believe that somebody so young can be such a talented scorer. Yeah, he doesn't have the best supporting cast, and that's even better for his case, because since he doesn't have such a lack of supporting cast, then teams on defense can focus primarily on him and double team him so that he can't score as much, but he can also play make and make great passes to help his teammates. So I feel like if Devin Booker can go to another team or he can get help around him, then I feel like he would be an amazing player and just show everyone what he can actually do. Number 8, we have Donovan Mitchell, who has really just put the Jazz over the top. Since he was a rookie, he has just been insane. Last year, in his rookie year, he was crazy. He led the Jazz to the playoffs when everybody thought that they weren't going to make it. I mean, yeah, he has Rudy Gobert, but still, Donovan Mitchell has been a primary scorer for the Jazz, while Rudy Gobert has been a primary defender. And I believe that Donovan Mitchell is a top 8 shooting guard in the league. I don't care. I think that Donovan Mitchell is going to be an all-star player and potentially a Hall of Famer by the end of his career. Number 7, we have CJ McCollum. And some of the reasons I put him over the other 3 guys is because I believe that if Damian Lillard is out with an injury, I feel like CJ McCollum can still carry the load and still win the Blazers games, even though with Devin Booker, if somebody else is out, let's say for Jrue Holiday actually, say Anthony Davis is out, we haven't really seen Jrue Holiday step up and just lead his team to wins. That just doesn't happen. So that's why I believe that CJ is such a great player. He's also a great shooter and playmaker. Yeah, his defense is lacking, but that's kind of overshadowed with the help on defense of Jusuf Nurkic. And then number 6, I have Bradley Beal. I know some people would put him higher on the list, but he was injured this year. But even though he was injured, Pacers have still been great. Go Pacer Nation. And then I believe that his defense on both sides of the ball, he is just an amazing player. Because on defense, he can lock up your best player. And then on offense, he can hit clutch shots with big threes and also dunk on people. That's primarily what a two-way player is. He's one of the best players in the league. Really like him, especially after that Paul George trade. He's been just killing it. Then at number 4, we have DeMar DeRozan, who he got traded from the Raptors, and everybody thought, the Spurs are probably not going to make the playoffs. I didn't think they were going to make the playoffs, but look where they are in the playoffs. Primarily because of him and LaMarcus Aldridge, who have shot some of the best in the mid-range. They don't really shoot that many threes, but their work on the fundamentals in the post and in the mid-range area are great. He's also a pretty decent defender, I guess. And so that's why I'm going to put him at number 4 ahead of Victor Oladipo. And behind, number 3, Jimmy Butler, who's just been amazing for the Sixers this year. He did take a little bit of a step back when joining the Sixers to Ben Simmons and Embiid. But I feel like what he's done on the clutch side of the basketball with those clutch game winners that he had earlier in the year, and then what he's done on the defensive end for them too, really that's what they needed him for on the defensive end of the basketball. They needed him to defend a team's best defenders because that's what the Sixers were lacking before, but now they have that, and I think because of that, the Sixers are one of the best teams in the league. And then at number 2, we have Klay Thompson, who, if the Warriors didn't have Klay, I don't believe that they could win as many games because Klay is their primary defender. He defends the team's best guards because you take Klay off that team, Curry can't guard their best guards, and then you leave Draymond guarding some of their best guards, but then that leaves a mismatch on their power forward. So I think that's why Klay is he's so important to his team, and always since Steph and Durant and all those other people are creating so many great shots and luring the defense away from him, he's always able to just step up and hit the big 3 and always just lead his team, I would say. Basically, well, not exactly lead his team, but still help his team to many wins. And then obviously we have number 1, James Harden. Who else would I put here? Because James Harden, he's averaging 36.1 points per game last I checked. Man's an MVP candidate, definitely. I think he's going to win the MVP. He's my pick, at least. He's even good at playmaking. It just looks so effortless for him when he plays. He's just throwing behind the back passes, throwing between the legs passes, doing lobs, just doing step back threes, just splashing it, just driving to the rim, basically walking past defenders, and just gets foul call after foul call after foul call because he's so good at just drawing the foul on people. So that's my top 10 shooting guards. That's why I have James Harden number 1. Let's get on to our next topic. Okay, so for our top 10 small forwards, like I said I was going to do, I'm just going to get right into it. So at number 10, I have Brandon Ingram because his scoring has just been amazing this year. And I saw an Instagram post that said that Brandon Ingram has more 25-plus point games than Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown combined, which I think is great. Because, people say, oh, Tatum's not that good. Oh, Jason Tatum, he's great. Everybody else is so great. But I believe that Brandon Ingram is so skilled offensively. Not that much on the defensive ball, but he can still hold himself on defense. I feel like his scoring is so great for the Lakers. And then, number 9, we have Joe Ingles, who's just such a perfect fit for the Jazz, who, whenever Donovan Mitchell, he can drive in and then kick it out to Joe Ingles, who just hits the 3 with his cash jumper, which is perfect for what he does. That's perfect for what the Jazz need from Joe Ingles. That's what he does. He doesn't look like he'd be an NBA player if you just saw him out in the open, but he's such a great one. He fits perfectly with the Jazz's system. He does everything so well in what the Jazz need him to do. And then, after that, we have number 8, Otto Porter. Otto Porter, yeah, he did, I'm pretty sure, get traded. I don't know, I'm a little bit tired right now, so don't quote me. Yeah, he did. It was a lot earlier in the year. I'm pretty sure it was somewhere. I think it was it was the Bulls. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? Otto Porter got traded to the Bulls, and, sorry Bulls fans, but, yeah, he's been great there. I think he's been putting up some decent scoring numbers, so that's why he's at number 8 for me. And then number 7, I have previously mentioned Jason Tatum, who, he has had a bit of a sophomore year slump with the return of Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward. He's having to take a little bit of a backseat to them. But still, Jason Tatum has been having a great year this year, and I believe that's why he's number 7 on our list. And then number 6, I have Gordon Hayward, who I believe has had a better year than Jason Tatum, and has just really, when he came back from that injury, he kind of slowed down a bit. But then later in the year, he picked it up had a few great games and really showed what he was and what he is now for the Celtics. And then number 5, I have Chris Middleton. I think he's a small forward Not 100% sure. Could be classified as a shooting guard. I have him on the small forward list. Don't sue me. Okay, so Chris Middleton, perfect. He's an all-star. He does everything so well. He shoots the ball so well. He makes plays for Giannis. And that's exactly what the Bucks need. That's what the Bucks need him to do because Giannis can't shoot very well, so he needs to be surrounded by shooters. What's the perfect way to do that? Chris Middleton, an all-star shooter. Perfect. Number 4, I have probably the most controversial thing, and I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this, but I have number 4, LeBron. See, why I have LeBron at number 4 is because what he's done for the Lakers this year. First of all, he's ruined our team chemistry. Thanks. He made Magic basically step down. Thanks. Yeah, I don't really like what LeBron's done this year. He didn't lead us to the playoffs like he promised. He didn't do much that he promised he would do. He said, any team that LeBron's going to be is going to the playoffs. Nope. We proved him wrong. We sure proved him wrong. Also, when he said playoff mode activated for LeBron, yeah, we lost to, the Grizzlies and the Knicks. Yeah, so much for playoff mode activated. Number 3, I have Paul George, who has been an MVP candidate this year on both the defensive side and the offensive side of the ball. He's one of the best two-way players in the league. I think Paul George, he's at putting up great numbers for the Thunder, doing exactly what he needs to do, being a primary scorer, as Westbrook has taken a bit of a step back this year. I mean, step back, he did have a 20-20-20 night the other night, but still, Paul George has just been great, doing exactly what he needs to do for the Thunder, helping them. I think at one point they were in the 3rd seed, but now they're in the 8th seed. No, they're not. They're not in the 8th seed. They're somewhere else. They're in the middle. But, yeah, that's why I have Paul George at number 3. Then, number 2, Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant has been such a primary scorer for the Warriors and exactly what he needs to do for the Warriors. He's he can score in so many different ways possible without being the strongest player on the court. He can shoot right over every single defender on the court. He can drive past you and dunk on you. He's done so much for the Warriors, and that's why the Warriors have been put over the top and just been dominating the league for the past few years. And then, number 1, I have Giannis. 2K says he's a small forward. People might say he's a power forward. I have him at small forward. Giannis is probably the second best player in the league right now behind James Harden. Just saying, Giannis, what he's done for the Bucks this year has just been perfect. He's averaging 28 points per game, I think, 13 rebounds. Definitely an MVP candidate, and I have him winning Defensive Player of the Year just because of what he's done for the Bucks on defense. He's been getting those steals, been getting those blocks. He's just a perfect player that every single team would want. Because he's young. He doesn't cause drama. Cough, LeBron. Yeah, that's why I think Giannis is number 1, and that's my top 10 small forwards in the league right now. So let's get on to our next topic.